Friends, this is the face of someone who won the war. Who won the war, lost the battle, won the war. I did get Vibes Cartel tickets. And I want to take this moment to shout out to my girl, Mrs. RBC. Shout out to my girl, RBC. Basically what happened is, actually, before I get into the lore, welcome to episode 5, Selector's Cut. Episode 5 is crazy work, but I'm so happy and I'm so excited for this episode. I feel like there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about this week. But the first thing that I need to talk about is the fact that Vibes Cartel is coming to Toronto at the end of October. We deserve this. It started out for 2 dates, turned into 3 because that demand was crazy. I know somebody at Ticketmaster was crashing out when they saw the queue and the fact that there was 50,000 people in both queues. Even when they added the third date, the queues were insane and they had to add a third date. I knew this was going to happen. I called it. I did call it. I did say on my page that I felt like this was not 2 dates at Scotiabank is not enough. And I was correct. I'm correct about a lot of things, and this is one of them. But I will say that I will be there. I will be in attendance for history. And shout out to RBC for making that possible for me. RBC Music, for context, when you look at the pre-sale codes, if you have like a RBC account and you log in with your credentials, it will send you a unique code which you can use to look at tickets, and these tickets have not been gone through like the resale process yet, so you're paying like face value for them. So that was so clutch because I was getting scared. I was seeing prices like $1,800, $1,000, things of that nature, and I like Vibes Cartel, but not that much. So I wasn't gonna go that far. I wouldn't even pay $700, $500 to see him. I'm not gonna lie, but I landed on a price, and the price was right, and I will be in attendance, and I can't wait. And I keep seeing a bunch of after parties and stuff for it, so that's gonna be a fun weekend. And it's coming up soon, so it's not like it's like next year. Like, he's coming this year, and it's probably gonna be a vibe. I assume that Drake's gonna have a lot of surprises, a lot of people popping up. So yeah, okay. So this week I have a lot to talk about because today is New Music Friday. I'm recording this on a Friday. Today is New Music Friday, and I feel like so many dope drops have been coming out this week in general. And I feel like the last 2 weeks, if you notice the last playlist, like I was talking about, I didn't necessarily touch on new music too much. I just talked about more seasonal themed music because I just felt like the new music that was coming out was kind of boring. And I finally feel like people are bringing it right now. And something happened today where, I was walking and all of a sudden Ungodly Hour came on, and I didn't know whether to drop it low or cry because that is an era that was robbed from us, and it just made me think about how we deserve to get Chloe and Halle back. We need that back because timeless album. Okay, that was a little bit off track, but I felt like I needed to bring that up. Today, this episode, I'm really going to go through some of the new projects, the new drops that have came out, and kind of give a little bit of a review, my 2 cents on them. And first off, I want to start with someone who I feel like has been dropping the most consistent singles over the last couple of months. And I don't feel like I don't want to say underrated per se. I feel like people are listening, but I just feel like I need to give them their flowers, and I feel like people need to understand the significance of the reintroduction of this person. So I've spoken about Justine Skye before with Nikki when Nikki was on episode 2, and how we feel about Justine Skye and how she's just that girl. And recently, for context, Justine Skye signed to Warner Music Group, and I genuinely feel like Warner has really done a great job with Justine at capturing her at like this phase in her artistry and this phase in her life. And I think like if you've been a listener of Justine, you know that she's gone through so many different phases, so many different looks, so many different sounds. And not that she sounded bad. I feel like she sounded great in all of them, but I don't think anything has really stuck, at least for like the general public. And I think it's more so, when artists work with other songwriters or other producers, oftentimes the songwriter or the producer of it all kind of takes over the uniqueness. I don't want to say uniqueness of the project, but the authenticity of the project from the artist. Like, for example, Ultraviolet, I feel like she worked with Party Next Door a lot. I felt like you can tell, like, as soon as you can tell that she worked with other people. She works with The Dream a lot as well. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, she works with The Dream a lot as well. So does Beyonce. But I feel like you can just tell that somebody else's hands have like been in her music, which nothing is wrong with, but I think that it's really prevented her from having her own unique sound, like identifiable, like her own identity as an artist. And I think that, this year she obviously dropped a track with K Tronada, the Ooh La La, which is like amazing record. And then she dropped, I think it's Ibiza. I think I'm saying that wrong, but it's fine. She dropped that song, and she's been going through this like kind of house dancey era. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually very obsessed with it. And I think it aligns very, very well with her voice. I want to call back to two episodes ago where I was giving Justin Conrad's team props for saying, hey, let's do a jazz album. Whether that was his idea or his team's, I think the same like duty of care was taken with Justine Skye, and the way that the direction that Warner is taking with her is saying like, hey, why don't we see how you sound on like a house track? And the Kate Tronada song was received very well, and they're like, okay, let's keep this up. Clearly people are liking this. And also, we're not waiting a long time for the music to come out as well. I feel like it's been back to back. We're getting snippets of songs, social media, people are liking the music. We're getting music videos. Also, I'm seeing it on a lot of the playlists as well. So yeah, I just think, obviously there's always more to be done with artists who aren't necessarily new, have been in the game for a long time. But I just think that this is a new, like, fresh approach that they've taken with Justine. But yeah, I really feel like Warner in general has had some really dope signings this year as well. I do want to shout out, and I know this is kind of like left field, but Warner Music Japan signed Psychic Fever this year as well. I really hope they do it like, so far so good. Again, there's always more to be done. This is super random, but I low-key wish like Hybe would pick them up, because I feel like they have the facilities that Hybe looks for in terms of just, global, like, they have Cat's Eye Global Girl Group. I feel like Psychic Fever is super diverse. They appeal to everyone. They dance incredibly well. They perform incredibly well. And that's kind of something that Hybe, focuses on with their artists. But they also have a really cool breakdown of like rappers and singers. But then the rappers in the group are really, really good at dancing, and they can do like a vocal. They sound really good at like a melodic rap vibe, like Reflection. First of all, I love Reflection. When I do my year-end roundups, Reflection music video is going to be on there, because that is like my favorite music video this year, 100%. But yeah, Warner, I think they've been doing, good work with their artists from a marketing perspective. I don't want to say marketing, but I want to say like overall brand identity. They've been doing a really, really good job in making their artist rollouts feel organic and authentic, even though they are super pre-planned. Like another example of that is like Rico Nasty this year in the Lethal rollout. I feel like it was like a reintroduction to her. Again, another artist that has been around for a long time, dropped a new project, but they were able to kind of capture the essence of what made us like fall in love with her in the first place. So I would align that to Justine Skye, and that I feel like this era is capturing that essence of their like high, like their height, the height of when they were super popular, but more in like a refreshed 2025 version of them. So yeah, kudos to them. And I've been listening to her new song Yap all day. That is a bop if I've ever seen one. I love that song. I've been listening to it all day, and I just need to keep going, keep doing what you need to do, because you're doing it well. And shout out to Young Baby Tate, because the songwriting, girl, because I already love Young Baby Tate. Young Baby Tate, she could sing down. excellent songwriter, excellent producer. She is like, I put her among the Doja Cats and the Doechis, and you're probably gonna say, wait, what do you mean? But it's like, if you know, you know. She is like equally talented, very, very talented songwriter, and I just feel like that's a dynamic duo, like Justine and Young Baby Tate, just amazing. The next thing that I'm gonna talk about is, another thing I realized is that Yap was produced by Channel Trez. I think I said his name right, but Kaytranada's brother. I'm pretty sure that's Kaytranada's brother. So he produced that track as well. So I'm just loving to see that camp just working together. Keep doing your thing, Justine. So the next project we're going to talk about, I have to talk about my girl Doja. She just dropped her album V, and I have so many things to say, but I will put a disclaimer that I am still listening to the album. Like, I'm not one of those people where I can listen to an album once and be like, okay, this is a chop, or, you know what I mean? Like, I need to listen to it in different environments, outside, inside, in headphones, outside on a speaker. Like, so to be fair to Doja, I've listened to the album maybe at least 4 times in different settings. So this is my initial feedback. I think that V objectively is a good body of work. It's a good project. It has a pretty consistent concept. I think off the back of Scarlet, it fell a bit flat for me. And I'm gonna give a reasoning why. And for context, I am a Doja Cat fan. Like, I've been here since like Amala, the EP before that. Like, I am a Doja Cat fan. I just feel like, you know, the rollout for Scarlet and her talking about how she didn't really want to do kind of like the gimmicky pop stuff, and she kind of trashed Planet Her and, you know, that era. She didn't want to do that. And then I feel like when Scarlet came out, first of all, she was doing kind of like that demonic stuff, and I couldn't get into that personally. I did not live for that. That was a chop. Like, for me, I thought that was a chop. But everything else, like the album, I thought just sounded like her. I feel like it was reminiscent of like Amala days. It just sounded like, okay, this is like the music Doja really wants to make. And then even the concert, like when I went to the Scarlet concert, that was probably in my top 3 concerts I've ever been to. Incredible. And I feel like Doja swings alternative more than people think. And when I say alternative, like swings, like I feel like she like dips her toe into alternative R&B, like neo soul sometimes when it comes to her flows on her more melodic songs, especially in Scarlet. And I just feel like that was her bag. So I don't know. I didn't expect V to give such pop, you know. I didn't expect another pop rollout from her, especially after kind of like the last album rollout. And it's like when you talk down on a project so much and then you're like, oh no, this like new project is like the older sister to Planet Her. It's like, girl, you told us like you hated Planet Her. So I'm like, is this a cry for help, or do you feel differently about it? I don't know. I just feel like, again, she's an artist. She can do whatever she wants, whatever type of music that she wants. But I'm just, for the sake of critiquing the album, I would say like, can't say it moved me as much as other albums have moved me. But I will say, today I was like in a vintage store and I heard one of the songs playing, and I thought to myself, okay, like I kind of see it. I can kind of see the concept in a different setting, like why it would be a good listen. And like, you know, I've been like playing the album out loud, like while I'm like cleaning and stuff like that, like trying to give it a chance. So again, overall, sonically, objectively, a good album. Not my favorite Doja Cat album. Also, I'm going to take this moment to say, Jack Antonoff, bring that ass here. Jack. Why are you always at the scene of the crime? Jack Antonoff, I'm going to need you to never touch a Doja Cat song ever in your life. Never produce a Doja Cat song in your life. I'm going to need you to just stay with Taylor Swift and my girl Sabrina Carpenter. Listen, I'm going to give you a couple more months, but you are always at the scene of the crime, and I just don't understand why. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just one song. Like maybe he just did Jealous Type. Maybe he just did Gorgeous. No, It's the entire Bumba Clark album that he has produced. Stay away from my girl Doja. Doja, blink twice if you need help, because why are you working so much with this man? And I'm not trying to say that he's not talented. He's an incredibly talented producer, goated, like he's worked with everyone. But I just feel like Doja does not need the Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift treatment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Doja, you don't have to make pop songs like that. Like, you are already pop. You don't need to like make pop songs to sound like you are making a pop song. Like, there's a difference, right? And I think she's done this, like Planet Her, even though arguably she says it was a bit more commercial pop, I still think it had a bit of a sprinkle of Doja originality. I think Hot Pink is a perfect example of like Doja pop music when it's just her and she's involved in the process. But yeah, Jack, I don't want to see your name for a while on the credits. I actually don't want to see your name for a while. I think you have your bag, you have your people that you need to work with, but I'm gonna need you to never touch a Doja Cat track ever again. The song that I like on V though, Couples Therapy, I actually really like that song. And Gorgeous is growing on me. I like the verses where she's rapping, but it's a little like the chorus is a bit head ass. It's a bit too head ass for me. Even the music video is a bit head ass, but I would still listen to it. Like, it's stuck in my head. Like, even Jealous Type is stuck in my head. And I think that I'm going to give that credit. Like, the songs are catchy. You know, you would hear them in a Uniqlo. Like, I see myself like hearing it in a gap. That's what it's kind of giving me. So I'm going to give it, you know, I'll give you your 10s V, but yeah, that's honestly, I'm going to give it another week. How about this? I will give it another week and it might grow on me. I'm open-minded. I feel like I'm very fair. Like, I feel like I'm really fair. I'm going to give it another week and we'll see how I feel about it. The next album I want to get into, Olivia Dean. I am so late to the Olivia Dean train. And I have this thing where I really, really hate when I'm late to artists because I feel like typically I'm early on the train. But I'm very late to the Olivia Dean train. And her song, Man I Need, I keep getting, first of all, Universal, you know what the fuck is going on. You guys know how to promote a song because all I see is your stuff on my TikTok. Promote your artist on my TikTok. All I've seen is promotion for Man I Need, that song. Honestly, and it was the point where it started to get stuck in my head. So I'm like, okay, I need to listen to the entire song. I watched the music video and I'm like, oh, this is incredible. Very, very catchy, very feel good. But also like her voice is just such an easy listen. Timeless voice, songwriting, easy listen, very positive, happy music. Camille like described it as like Hey Soul Sister music, which I think is kind of hilarious. But did she lie? No, she didn't. And she never really lies. Camille, she won't tell you a lie. But yeah, quite easy listen. This morning when I was getting ready, I was listening to the album. And again, easy listen, very consistent, very beautiful voice. She kind of reminds me of Leanne LaHava's a bit, just in terms of like the way the albums flow through so consistently. And yeah, I live for her. And initially I was like, oh, it's kind of giving like Ray dupe, but let me not do Ray like that. Ray has her own like vibes, but apparently they went to school together. So I think that's actually really interesting. But shout out to Olivia Dean. The next thing I'm going to talk about. So Bryson Tiller hates to see a decent album cover coming because when I saw that album cover, I said, oh, so you know those like makeshift album covers you would see on like LimeWire? Like that's what it kind of gave. And I just feel like whoever the graphic designer is, bring that ass here. Like I'm going to need you to Canva could have been an option. Canva has some nice templates. You know, I don't know if you're proficient in Photoshop or Figma or anything, but next time, maybe consult with me. I don't know. I just feel like the album cover, even the one before, the album before, I'm like, he's just allergic to a decent album cover and decent aesthetics. The album cover alone made me not want to listen to the project. I'm like that. If the album cover and the aesthetic is not giving, I'm not listening to the project. Because it's like, if you didn't put any effort, why should I click play? But I did click play and I wasn't mad at it. It actually like was a great listen. I'm not done the album for context, but I just felt like I just had to nitpick on the album cover and how ugly it is. But the first song was a vibe. I did save it. It will be in the playlist this week, and I will be listening to the album probably throughout the week. So the next episode, I will be able to give you a full review. But there's so much new music out, so bear with me. I'm trying my best. But the next person I want to talk about, Nanto Amadi, I actually got to meet him. Super nice. He had an event I want to say last week. And he has 2 new songs out, so Pillow and Dive. I haven't listened to Pillow a lot. That song is a vibe, very catchy. And he has this thing, so his team has this thing called We Are the Hills. They basically do events. The last event was in partnership with African Food Basket. So you give your non-perishable items, and then there was like a barbecue as well, and it was super dope. Like, I enjoyed myself. And essentially it's a project where they're trying to kind of like gather people to listen to the music, but in different settings. So not, typically people would listen to new music like at the club, but like some of the projects have been, a Pilates class, or they did like a run club. And honestly, like, I just really identify with that. I think that's super dope. And, also just important, like, to listen to music in different environments, like going biking, going grocery shopping, taking a walk, like, just different things, dancing, like, so I really appreciate that project that they do. And he has a project coming out in like a month and a half, so I'm looking forward to it. Who's next? Eric Bellinger just dropped his album, It All Makes Sense. For context, like, I don't talk about Eric Bellinger a lot, but I'm actually like a really OG fan. I was listening to Eric Bellinger in elementary school. Mind you, I had no business listening to Eric Bellinger in elementary school because some of his music is super freaked out, but a girl can't know good R&B in elementary school. Like, I can't listen to good R&B in elementary school. I had no idea what he was talking about, but shout out to, I think the projects were like Born to Sing Volume 2. But we love Eric Bellinger over here. He's written for literally all of your R&B faves. Like, he's written for Chris Brown, Usher, freaking Selena Gomez, like anyone that you can think of. Like, he's one of those people where he started as a songwriter, but he has his own music as well, and his own music slaps. He's actually going on tour with Jagged Edge, Lloyd, and then somebody else is going on tour with him as well, and I'm blanking. But I definitely want to go to that because I actually listen to almost every single album he puts out, and his music is fantastic. So I haven't finished listening to the album, but he remixed the song Understood with Tiwa Savage, and it sounds fantastic. So that's like in rotation for me. But yeah, definitely like listen if you are into R&B. It's actually like the production is more Afrofusion heavy. So he kind of does this thing, like he did this with the last album, but the production is very like Afrobeat, Afrofusion inspired, but the flows and lyrics are more like R&B vocal. So very easy to listen, very mellow. I think that if you like, for example, like, I was talking about Nanto Amadi, I feel like it's a cool transition as well. But yeah, definitely looking forward to him coming to Toronto. I hope he does some of the old stuff. But yeah, shout out to Eric Bellinger. Who else released? Okay, can we talk about, Tate McRae. Come here. Why would you start a pop song saying, let's go song for song, let's go back to Yo, I thought, like, I was like, is this AI? Like, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. For context, her and oh my god, I almost said Coi Leray. What's her ex-man's name? Oh my god, what's the guy's name? Kid Leroy. That's hilarious. Coi Leray. They broke up, right? And I think he like was teasing songs on his TikTok, kind of throwing shots at her. When I tell you 2 weeks didn't even go by, mind you, Tate McRae's on tour. She's been on tour for years. Tell me why she drops a song called Tit for Tat. Opening line, let's go song for song, let's go back to back. Is this a diss track? Did you just drop a pop girl diss track against your ex-man? Because if you did, that's iconic, and I think it's incredible. I've listened to this song a million times since it came out, and quite frankly, I stand. I think it's iconic, and I think it's very gaggy, and I live for it. So shout out to Tate McRae. I actually love Tate McRae down. Her last 2 albums I definitely listened to and ran to the ground. I love a pop moment. Like, I love a good quality pop moment. Tate McRae I love because she's Canadian queen, and she can dance. First of all, dance prodigy. The dancers know. And also her VMA performance, probably the best VMA performance I've seen in a long time. I don't think a lot of people are working harder than Tate McRae. And I feel like in terms of pop, like I know a lot of the pop girls get a lot of love, but I feel like people just sleep on Tate McRae. I'm telling you right now, the girl can sing. I don't know why people make it seem like she can't sing or they can't understand her. Like, I feel like y'all are just fucking trolling. Tate McRae, she's giving us what we need. She's literally a triple threat. And I wish I went to her concert, but I'm sorry, Tate, they got to do something about your ticket prices because I haven't been able to go. I need to go. I need to be able to hear you sing Let's Go song for song, Let's Go back to back, because that was fucking iconic. Who else is gagging me this week? Okay. Kalani and Brandy. When this song came out, when Folded came out, what did I say? Babe. When Folded came out, what did I say? I said, it's brandy coated. Very brandy coated. Morgan is nodding. You can't hear him. Babe, say hi. Hi. It's brandy coated. Especially the chorus. And that's why I love Folded. I feel like Kalani is brandy coated in like every aspect, but Folded specifically was giving me brandy, full moon album, like just stacked layers, like realness. Tell me why not this time I wasn't in my Birkenstocks. This time I had on my purple bonnet and I saw Brandy post a cover of Folded and it's just isolated stacked vocals of her singing Folded. I literally I feel like it was a gift. Like I feel like it was a gift to me. And honestly, I appreciate it so much. And it was just so iconic. And I need them to release the full version on Spotify. If they haven't already, please, Kalani. If people don't ask it, I know you're chronically online and you're going to see this. I know people have asked you, just drop the actual version. I saw she was in the studio. Find the files, give me the hard drive. Let me release it if you don't want to release it. But please release it because I listened to that snippet probably over 100 times. It was beautiful. I love Brandy so much. Also, Brandy, how come you're not coming to Toronto? Do you think we don't love you here? You're going everywhere but Toronto. Yet again, we keep getting dissed. But I might have to see you. I don't know if I'm going to travel to see you, Brandy. I don't know if I can afford to do that this year. But I hope by some sort of chance they add a Toronto date. If not, the closest date to me is Detroit. So we'll see what happens. But love you so much, Brandy. Honestly, what else was interesting? Oh, Ray. She has a song called Where's My Husband? And this song, she had like a snippet on TikTok and it was literally stuck in my head. And then now that the song is out, I can't stop listening to it. Like, I just love how original Ray is. Like, I feel like as soon as Ray got out of the chains of her contract, she just started cooking. Like, the girl just incredible talent. I don't even feel like we've seen the most of her talent, to be honest. But I would love to see her on tour. She's going on tour next year. She's coming to Toronto. So I definitely want to go to that. It's a bit too early to get tickets though. It's in like April. So, but I definitely want to see her. I love that she like sings with a band and all of that. Like I live for that type of stuff. So shout out to Ray. I think the last thing that was interesting was the internet is making music. So they should be coming out with an album. So this is quite lovely for me. Good to hear. Who else is coming out with music? Honestly, I think that's it. Oh my gosh. XG just dropped a song and a video called Gala. And XG is so refreshing. I feel like they should be bigger. And maybe they are bigger and I don't know. But I just feel like they're so refreshing. They can sing, they can rap, they can dance, and the visuals are spectacular. The style is spectacular, and they can sing live. They can perform live. Like, I know they're technically a global girl group as well, and they're not J-pop technically because their music is English. But yeah, I just feel like the talent that's coming out of Japan is slept on. Like 5 or 5E. Speaking of 5E, tell me why they dropped an album, disappeared, and then they come back and make a meme about it. That pissed me off so bad. If y'all don't drop another project, because I don't know why you guys disappeared. But anyways, but that's pretty much it for the new music that I can fit into this episode, because I don't know how long y'all want me to talk about this new music. But okay, the next thing, what's been interesting? Actually, you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to do my segment In the Pit. Finna be in the pit. I hope I don't have to explain this segment every single time, but finna be in the pit, as in the concerts that I'm going to or have gone to. So actually, as we record tonight, we're going to the Selection concert. So we're going to Selection. That's going to be a vibe. Rico is on the weekend. And then All Things Go is this weekend, the festival. That's going to be great. I already talked about Vibes Cartel. Honestly, Vibes Cartel, getting those Vibes Cartel tickets, I might be out for the season. I'm not going to lie, for the rest of the concerts that are happening, because yeah, that was a bit steep. But hopefully, you know, I really want to see Destin Conrad and K1. I feel like if I see Destin Conrad, K1, and Eric Bellinger, I think I'll be happy. But I just got to take a pause. We'll see what happens. Thundercat as well, but Destin Conrad, I think K1 before Destin Conrad. Actually, let me not say that. I honestly don't know, guys. But there's too many concerts, and now the Jagged Edge, Eric Bellinger one, it's too much. The tickets aren't too expensive, which is helpful. I'm still waiting for the K1 tickets to drop a bit lower, so I'm gonna wait for that, like probably last minute. Y'all gotta release the shackles of the release the tickets for K1, please. Like, I would like to go to that concert. But yeah, that's coming up. And then what has happened? Oh, the Women in Music Awards just happened. Billboard Women in Music Awards. I got a chance to support that event, and it was super, super fun. Got to meet some of the artists, and it was just great seeing like women in the music business be honored, especially just like on the business side, kind of the people behind the scenes. And then also artists were honored as well, which is fantastic. But yeah, just seeing people that I'm familiar with like get honored, I thought was super dope and super inspiring. So, and it also was one of the better like events I've been to, like for a music event. So definitely want to go back. I went last year, actually. It was a bit smaller last year. So this year was like really, really upgraded, and I loved it, honestly. I think it would be interesting to attend as like an attendee, but I think I was also like, it was probably more fun working it too. So shout out to Billboard for that opportunity. And then what else happened next? But yeah, that's pretty much it for In the Pit, what's been going on live. So good thing is I will have a lot of concerts to review and give you updates on the next time that we're on the playlist. So we're on the podcast. But the next thing I want to do is I want to do rapid fire to myself. But because I'm the only person here, I'm going to have to ask Mrs. ChatGPT to give me some rapid fire questions. So give me a second while I ask Mrs. Chat what's up. The first concert I ever went to, that's actually, what was the first concert I've ever went to? I feel like, funny enough, I'm pretty sure it was like, I think it was like the Sesame Street concert. Funny enough, I think it was like Sesame Street Live. That was the first like technically concert I've been to. But I think it was, I feel like I've been going to concerts for so long that it's actually hard to remember. But I'm going to just say Sesame Street. Okay, we're going to do another one. A song that always makes me dance. He did Beyonce. Or anything from Renaissance. Oh, Move or Energy. Yes, Beyonce. America Has a Problem. Anything Beyonce. Renaissance. Yes. So the question was vinyls, CDs, streaming, or cassette. So I'm going to say streaming, obviously, because it's more portable and accessible on the go. Yeah, I'm just going to say streaming. I think vinyls are cool, but like, I like vinyls for the purpose of looking at them. Even though like obviously playing them is fantastic and the sound quality, like I grew up around like a lot of vinyl, like my dad had a collection and stuff. So I grew up kind of playing them and stuff. So I love that, but I just think aesthetically, it's just like kind of like, it almost feels like you have a library of music, you know? So I'd say maybe a tie between those two. Oh, most underrated artist right now. That's actually a really good question. Really, really good question. I feel like there's a lot of answers to that as well. I want to say Smino, Zara Larsson for like a pop vibe. Who else underrated? Oh, Callie Sway, but I don't want to say she's underrated. I just feel like she's new. Like people are being put on more and more. Bree Runway, girl, I love her. I love Bree Runway. Very, very underrated. Who else? But yeah, those are my rapid fire questions. So Thank you, Morgan, for doing that for me. And we're gonna close it off by talking about what's coming up. What's coming up down the pipeline. I think the rest of the year is gonna be really, really exciting for the episodes. I have some really, really fun surprises for the next episodes in the season that have been planned out. And also just, if you paid attention, I really, really value seasonality. I'm probably going to keep that theme for the rest of the year. In December, I think is probably going to be the most exciting for the podcast and the playlists. So I, of course, am going to make a playlist along with this episode that will be focused on fresh finds, new music, and it will be a bit more upbeat this time. So just new music that's came out in the last couple of weeks. And then I'll also make a playlist for J-Roo Creation. So for those that don't know, our friends Andrew and Jamie, they have a business. They make these delicious patties and then just these amazing crochet creations as well. So I'm making a playlist for them because they have a soft opening for their retail space that's going to be opening soon. So shout out to them, and you can listen to that as well. We'll probably have some familiar tracks, but it would just be like a chill, like mellow vibe. And also like check out their spot. Like the patties are literally iconic and amazing. And I've had a lot of patties in my life, so I feel like you should trust me on this one. But other than that, this was a really fun episode. I cannot wait for the concert. That's why I'm like, I need to hurry up so I can go to this concert. I think it's gonna be fantastic, and also kind of full circle, because I feel like for Selection, like, I just remember being 15 listening to that, and that really, I feel like they really were like pioneers for just like modern day curation in the streaming world, leveraging SoundCloud. I know they're on Apple Music right now, but a lot of the artists that are big now, a lot of them, were introduced through Selection in early days. They've done so many episodes, and I'm just excited to kind of be in that space, and it will be, really, really, really inspiring, and also just like a big inspiration for my, platform as well. Like curating playlists, even having a podcast to talk about it. Like super, super, super excited for the show tonight, and I'm going to be talking a lot about it the next time we talk. But yeah, the next episodes are going to be really, really fun. I have some surprises, so stay tuned, y'all. And also, we hit over 50 streams, downloads on Spotify, or I think overall on all streaming platforms. So thank you guys for listening and sharing. Keep listening and sharing. Also, get into the playlists as well. Like, listen to the playlists for every single episode. I drop them, but it's been really fun, this podcasting and playlist journey, and I just love talking to you guys. And I'm excited for the next episode. I don't know if I could wait 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to drop it like as soon as it's edited, but we shall see. But thank you so much, y'all. Bye.